Okay, so I finally managed to get into this thing. We are gonna be reacting to the other four episodes of the Lion Guard Drama King, but it would be like the story. It would be like what was supposed to go on in the actual thing until it got canceled, unfortunately. So now it's gonna be like a story read through. But this episode today, as you can see, would be the Assembled and the Assembly.
The Lion Guard Drama King, Episode 2, The Assembled and the Assembly. This story is a fan fiction story and is not associated or affiliated with the original Disney story or Disney under any circumstances. Sequence 1. The episode opens with a scene of a cub named Wazimu being born into a family of vengeance living in the Darklands.
Darklands?
Despite his playful demeanor, he is controlled by his father, Mwango, who is the leader of the Darklands at the time. Mwango tells the story of how they were not living the best life in the Pridelands, and how they were furious and wanted revenge.
So similar to Zero.
They attempted to attack Simba and Nala but were caught and subsequently banished from the Pridelands. They traveled a long time to find a new home and finally found the Darklands, a place full of life where a small community of outsiders can go and make it their own home. As more outsiders came in, sharing similar experiences, Mwango held a grudge and still does. So he told Wazimu about Simba's son Kion, and how he can one day defeat Kion. Because he, too, has the same power as Kion.
What?
The power of the Roar.
Oh.
But this power could be used for evil. Wazimu becomes enraged, knowing what Simba did to their family, and is intrigued to learn more.
Okay. So Wazimu receives the power of the Roar, but he can use it for evil? Excuse my language, but now I'm pissed off that this series didn't fucking continue. I'm sorry about the language.
Sequence 2. The next day, Mwango tries to get Wazimu to train the Roar to get stronger, but nothing happens. Mwango becomes furious and starts to think he was wrong about his son. However, Wazimu senses his father's frustration and starts to roar, moving rocks around, creating a circle of rocks around them both. Mwango is amazed, but members of the Darklands start seeing what Wazimu can do and become furious. They start planning chaos and plan to kill Wazimu and his father, out of fear when they all get older and strike them as they think the war will weaken.
That's what they think.
Sequence 3. As Wazimu becomes an adolescent, his roar becomes stronger than ever. He can now move objects, create storms, and start earthquakes with his powerful roar. However, things take a turn for the worst as the community turns on Wazimu and his father. Wazimu tries to stop it, but is too late. His father is mortally injured. Enraged, Wazimu kills the community with his roar, and his father tells him his final words: to kill Kion and Simba's family.
Ooh.
The rage grows on from there. He starts practicing the roar more, learning new tricks as he goes.
So similar to Season 3.
Sequence 4. Suddenly, a group of animals land in the Darklands from a tornado. They are a group of animals that have tried to use Kion to get into the Tree of Life. The animals introduce themselves as Makucha, Mama Binturong, Ora, and his Komodo dragon army, Chulan, Smoon,
So returning
and his
characters from
porcupine
Season 3.
Bahari and Johona. They tell Wazimu what Kion did to them and how they should lay low and give up. But Wazimu tells them not to give up, as he too has the power of the roar, and he can use it for evil. Confused, the animals watch as Wazimu roars exactly like Kion, but stronger. A glimmer of hope shines on the animals. Wazimu becomes the new leader of the army, and makes a plan to destroy Kion when he becomes mature. Wazimu tells the animals that the training starts now.
Oh boy.
The end.
Oh boy. Now we're kicking in the gas. Still kind of bummed that this series isn't continuing anymore, but it is what it is at this point. We get something, at least. So, next episode would be Return of the Guard. This is only a... God damn it, Ad. No one cares about Yoshib.
The Lion Guard Drama King, Episode 3, The Return of the Guard.
This has my interest now.
This story is a fan fiction story and is no way associated or affiliated with the original Disney story, and is not affiliated with Disney under any circumstance. Sequence 1. The episode opens with Kion, Fuli, Beshi, Ono, Anga, and Bunga patrolling the Tree of Life. Suddenly, the mark of the guard appears on their arms,
Ooh, they get it
causing
back.
confusion among the group. They begin to question why this is happening and what it can mean. Kion steps aside, deep in thought, and decides to seek the help of Ascari. Kion finds Ascari and asks him about the sudden reappearance of the mark. Ascari reveals that he has seen trouble on the horizon and that the Lion Guard will need all hands on deck to combat it. Kion expresses his worry and thanks Ascari for the information.
Okay, so as soon as I saw the title of Return of the Guard, I was not expecting the mark to appear right away. I thought the mark would appear later on. But now we're getting some heat.
Sequence 2. Kion returns to the Lion Guard and shares what Ascari had told him. The group becomes worried as they now have 2 marks on their arms, signifying 2 locations, indicating that the threat they are facing is larger than they had initially thought. The Lion Guard starts to prepare for the impending danger, with Kion leading the charge. Despite his leadership, Kion looks worried and apprehensive, as if he knows that the enemy they are facing is stronger than they are. The end. Episode.
Okay, so... Now I'm really upset that this didn't continue, because if this kept going, like, I would have done a fucking reaction on, like, every episode that isn't, like, a story read-through. I'd freaking react to it face on. Now we have episode 4, Uniting Forces.
The Lion Guard Drama King, Episode 4, Uniting Forces. This story is a fan fiction story and is no way associated or affiliated with Disney. Sequence 1. As Kion and the Lion Guard tell the Night Pride about the potential threat, they all realize that they need to be prepared. The group decides to train and hone their skills in order to be ready for whatever comes their way. They also decide to announce to the animals of the land that they need help and preparation, and soon they all start training together. The group spends weeks training, pushing themselves to be stronger and more powerful. They work together as a team, learning how to work together seamlessly, and becoming a force to be reckoned with. As they train, they transition from adolescence to adulthood, becoming stronger and more confident in their abilities. The Lion Guard, the Night Pride, and the members of the Tree of Life become a team that is not easy to beat, and they are ready to face whatever comes their way. Sequence 2. On the other hand, Wazimu and his team are also preparing for their attack. They train harder and harder, pushing themselves to be stronger and more powerful than Kion and the Lion Guard. They believe that they are ready to strike, and they begin their journey toward the Tree of Life. Along the way, they camp and rest, but they never stop preparing for the battle that lies ahead. Wazimu is determined to take the Tree of Life, and will stop at nothing to achieve his goal.
So, Wazimu is trying to pull, like, a Makucha and Chalon moment where he invades the tree with his army, but with a slight advantage because Wazimu also has the roar. And he has trained Makucha's army to help him avenge his family's demise and banishment.
Sequence 3. As Kion and Rani talk, Kion expresses his worries about the potential threat. He fears that whoever is coming might be stronger than they are. Rani reassures him, telling him that they will be okay and the Lion Guard, Night Pride, and the members of the Tree of Life are stronger together. They decide to stick together in case anything happens, and they continue to train and prepare for the potential attack. Kion also visits the other animal leaders in the land and asks for their help. Soon, the land is filled with animals all over training to help the Lion Guard. Then, suddenly, animals from the Pride Lands, even Vitani's Guard, join the Tree of
Guard
Life
is back
to defeat the newfound danger.
Vitani's Guard is coming.
Sequence 4. After many days of travel, Wazimu and his army finally arrive at the Tree of Life. They make camp outside the walkway into the land and go over their plan one last time. Wazimu looks at his team, his eyes filled with determination, and says, "Tomorrow, we strike." The team nods, ready for the battle that lies ahead. They are determined to take the Tree of Life, and nothing will stand in their way. The Lion Guard and other animals are also ready, and they all wait for the enemy's arrival. The stage is set for a big battle between the two sides. The end.
So that was episode 4. Now we're getting into the epic battle here. The Tree of Life is at stake. Speaking of Tree of Life, episode 5.
The Lion Guard Drama King, episode 5, Tree of Life Unite. This story is a fan fiction and is no way associated or affiliated with Disney under any circumstances. Sequence 1. The episode begins with a breathtaking sunrise, and the animals of the Tree of Life, as well as the Lion Guard and Night Pride, are at their battle positions, ready for what's about to come at them. Ulu the Owl alerts Rani and the Tree of Life that the enemy has arrived. Wazimu's army approaches, and Wazimu has only one thing on his mind: to destroy Kion at all costs. Wazimu introduces himself and warns Kion about his immense power. Kion remains unfazed and tells Wazimu that they are outnumbered after recognizing Makucha and his army. The battle ensues, and many animals become injured, creating an intense and dramatic scene.
Oh.
Wazimu starts a storm and turns against his own team.
Oh.
Makucha and his team are betrayed and pushed out of the Tree of Life's walkway.
This is starting to get heated.
Sequence 2. As the animals are now too weak to fight, a lightning bolt strikes the Tree of Life and the surrounding grass and shrubs, setting it ablaze with an intense fire. It's now one-on-one with Kion and Wazimu. As they begin to roar at each other, their roars growing louder and louder. Eventually, both Kion and Wazimu are lifted off the ground into a tornado. Spinning so fast, Kion gets thrown out and hits the ground hard, knocking him unconscious. Rani and Kion's friends worry and try to fight off Wazimu, but he roars them away. Wazimu looks like he's about to finish Kion, but Kion was only pretending and roars Wazimu and his army away, high enough that their fall will kill them out of self-defense.
I mean, final boss.
Kion roars at the clouds, causing rain to form and pour onto the blazing Tree of Life and its surroundings. Kion, the Lion Guard, the Night Pride, and the injured animals come to the Tree of Life, and they all look disappointed because the tree appears dead. But then, the lions of the past come out of their form in the clouds onto the land in a white glowing outline. They all surround the tree and the tree and the grass starts to glow bright green, giving it life again and healing all of the injured animals. Mufasa and Ascari visit Kion in the Lion Guard in their ghost form,
Man.
as well as the ghosts of Ronnie's parents visiting Ronnie and the Night Pride. Their jaws drop out of amazement, and the ghosts give great advice before going back up into the clouds.
They should have
We see
continued.
Kion looking up at the sky and smiling, content with the
They
outcome.
should have continued.
Episode 6, Rising Legacy, the series finale,
Ooh.
premieres August 21st.
Ooh. That's not that far. But yeah. That would be the other reactions, and hope you guys enjoy them.